Hi, my name is Katie, and this is Katie's Corner in Space. Today we're going to start our review of Strange New Worlds, a brand new series coming from Paramount Plus. So this is Strange New Worlds, Season 1, Episode 1, Strange New Worlds. Let's get to it. Pike is avoiding the decision to get back to work, but the decision is taken out of his hands when Admiral April informs him Una is missing. A first contact mission has apparently gone wrong. All communication has stopped from the Archer. Aboard the Enterprise, freshly shaven Pike reviews the progress made in dry dock. Supplies and crew, including an unexpected first officer, Laan Singh, has joined. Spock is filling the position of science officer instead. And of course, Cadet Uhura is on communications rotation. Ortegas takes them to Kylie 279, where the Archer's crew is missing, though it only had a complement of 3. The planet below is devoid of any warp traffic, any subspace traffic, or any other signs of warp-capable society, with the exception of a warp signature with a weird variance, according to Ortegas. The signature is coming from a nearly developed weapon, a highly irregular development, as Spock points out. With some research into the planet, they discover the planet's telescopes observed the final moments of a now top-secret discovery mission and were able to reverse design a warp-powered weapon. This never should have happened, and this should not have been first contact. But they must rescue the missing Archer crew, and so Chapel modifies Spock, Pike's, and Laan's genome enough to blend in and attempt a rescue. Spock's modifications are problematic thanks to his hybrid human status, and a fancy transporter of a booster concocted by Nurse Chapel gets the away team past security to find the missing 3 held in a cell. Once they find the 3, all 6 of them make their way back to the elevator after Spock's modifications fail, and their disguises no longer hide his true face. 4 of them beam out as Pike and Spock stay behind to confront the captors, who are on one side of a planetary disagreement preparing to become a civil war. Unfortunately, Pike is unable to convince them to stop developing and not using this new warp-powered weapon. So he shows them his power, or Big Stick, also known as the Starship Enterprise orbiting their planet. The leaders now seem more willing to listen to Pike. In an effort to reverse the damage to a planet who's gained warp knowledge before they are ready, Pike reveals Earth's history of destruction and what damage was done. The sight of a planet nearly destroying itself over civil war seems to convince the population to take a different tact, and first contact is successful, and a new planet is invited to consider joining the Federation of Planets. On the Enterprise, Pike is ready to be captain permanently once again. He's made Laan the security chief, allowing Una to retake her #1 position. A new crew member is joining as well, George Samuel Kirk. Samuel to his friends, Sam to his brother Jim. And on they go to Strange New Worlds. This is your reminder to subscribe and like. I loved the episode. I'm not even gonna play. I loved this episode. I cried, I whooped, I hollered. Do you know how I usually have a lot of words? I have no words. I have 0 words. It was incredible. The graphics were good. The casting is amazing. The acting, not just the acting, but you can tell they're so excited to be there. The makeup is on point. The costuming is brilliant. For a moment, it took me a little while to get used to Nurse Chapel in all white. But man, she has attitude. I don't care what she wears. I'm gonna listen to her. I'm gonna probably take the sedatives if she wants to redo my face. But oh my gosh, she's incredible. Not only that, I'm having a lot of trouble saying Laan. I will get it down. I cannot wait to get to know this character more. Her background with the Gorn is surprising. We don't know so much about them, so any little tidbit is an amazing bit of fact that we get to add to our knowledge. I really appreciate that. But I also appreciate that she's had a hardship. She was found by Una. She was brought into Starfleet, or she was inspired to join Starfleet because of it, and her background story is utterly devastating, which is a word that I seem to use a lot lately, but oh my goodness. So getting to see her grow and become a true crew member, I'm excited to see this. Really, really am. How about meeting Spock and his fiancée? Now, if you watch the original series, T'Pring is not exactly a new name, but we never saw anything more than her turning him down and there being a fight. Almost saw a little more Spock than I really wanted to see. No offense to Peck, he's a very attractive guy. Not prepared to see that much of Spock though. I do like T'Pring. She was very upfront. She will not be chasing him around. Oh, and another character I'm excited to get to know. I'm adoring Ortega's. She's got an energy that seems infectious. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but she's ready to go. I do have a soft spot for the pilots. There isn't one of the pilots that I have not enjoyed immensely on Star Trek, but I'm really looking forward to getting to know her more as well. Now, I want to point out that now April knows the full backstory to Discovery. He is in on the secret. And I'm wondering if bringing him in on the secret means that it's going to be a problem more later on, and Pike, Spock, and Una will need somebody a little higher up to help them navigate problematic waters up ahead. But it is interesting that that issue brings about the need to make General Order Number 1 a prime directive. And I love seeing the development of the Federation as it grows. It's an interesting piece of history to pick up. So what do we think of Star Trek Strange New Worlds? My opinion, I love that it's going back to the original format. A week-by-week story, a week-by-week adventure, a question asked, a lesson learned, and a mirror put up in front of our faces so we get a chance to look at what's happening to us, what we are doing, and maybe giving us a chance to change things and move ourselves into a better direction. Strange New Worlds is bringing about Gene's original dream, but bigger. That's my review and overview of Strange New Worlds. I think they knocked it out of the park for a pilot. I'm excited to see the second part because we only got to meet some of the crew, and I still want to meet Hemmer. I am excited to see what will happen next, and I'm really, really thrilled with all the casting choices, the direction, and the graphics, the background, all of the effects. If Gene could see this, he would cry. I really hope you enjoyed my very first review of Strange New Worlds. Please feel free to leave any comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the story, on my interpretation, any questions and answers we can share and ask each other. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and check out this one. And until next week, bye.